What if the greatest threats to American democracy didn't come from abroad, but from inside the boardrooms of Wall Street? In 1933, as the nation starved during the Great Depression, a group of America's wealthiest industrialists plotted something unthinkable: a fascist coup to overthrow the president. This wasn't rumor. It wasn't speculation. It was a conspiracy so real, it reached the desk of Congress and was then buried for decades. The plotters included major banking houses, chemical giants, tire manufacturers, and arms dealers, men furious that the New Deal threatened their power. Their plan? Recruit the most decorated Marine in U.S. history, General Smedley Butler, to lead 500,000 veterans in a march on Washington. But they made one fatal error. Butler was loyal to the Constitution, not the Capitol. In November 1934, he testified before the House Un-American Activities Committee, naming names, presenting bank statements, and exposing a $300 million plot. The committee confirmed it. Evidence shows an attempt was made to establish a fascist organization in this country, yet no arrests followed. Newspapers buried the story, and for 40 years, textbooks erased it. As documented in the secret vault, this wasn't paranoia, it was policy. Fast forward to 1962, the Joint Chiefs of Staff America's highest military command proposed staging terrorist attacks on U.S. soil and blaming Cuba. Their plan, codenamed Operation Northwoods, included bombing American cities, sinking refugee boats, and even shooting down a civilian airliner filled with college students. Casualty lists in American newspapers, one memo coldly noted, would cause a helpful wave of national indignation. President Kennedy rejected it and soon moved to replace the Joint Chiefs chairman. When declassified in 1997, it proved America's top generals were willing to kill their own citizens to start a war. You'll find the full documents in the secret vault if you dare to look. On May 31, 1921, white mobs armed by city officials attacked Greenwood, Tulsa, the wealthiest black community in America. Over 24 hours, 35 city blocks burned. Up to 300 people died. 10,000 were left homeless. Witnesses reported private planes dropping firebombs, making this one of the first aerial bombings of civilians on U.S. soil. Yet for 75 years, it vanished from history. Newspapers cut pages from archives. Death certificates disappeared. Survivors were jailed. Not a single perpetrator was charged. It wasn't until 1996 that Oklahoma launched an investigation, and not until 2009 that it appeared in school books. Ground-penetrating radar has since uncovered mass graves never recorded. This wasn't a riot. It was a massacre, and it's all preserved in the secret vault. While the public believed the Cold War was fought overseas, secret wars raged at home. The CIA dosed unwitting citizens with LSD, erased memories with electroshock, and ran brothels in San Francisco to test mind control years after claiming the program ended. Meanwhile, the FBI infiltrated peaceful groups, forged letters to drive activists to suicide, and provided floor plans to police before the 1969 raid that killed a civil rights leader in his bed. In 1999, a federal jury concluded governmental agencies were party to a conspiracy to assassinate him. Yet no one was prosecuted. No one paid. These weren't rogue agents. They were systems documented in thousands of pages now archived in the secret vault. Between 1946 and 1948, U.S. doctors deliberately infected 1,500 Guatemalans with syphilis and gonorrhea without consent. Mental patients, prisoners, and soldiers were used as human test subjects. Many were never treated. At least 83 died. Shockingly, this began just months after the Nuremberg trials condemned Nazi medical experiments. Simultaneously, across America, over 4,000 radiation experiments were conducted. Pregnant women drank radioactive vitamins. Disabled boys ate radioactive oatmeal. Prisoners were zapped with testicular radiation. A 1947 memo admitted public disclosure would have adverse effect on public opinion. So they hid it for 50 years. The evidence? All verified. All in the secret vault. After liberating the Philippines from Spain in 1898, the U.S. refused to grant independence and waged a brutal war that killed up to 1 million civilians. Soldiers were ordered, "I want no prisoners. Kill and burn. The more you kill, the better it pleases me." Water torture, later called waterboarding, was standard. Concentration camps held thousands. Yet American textbooks called it a minor insurrection. Decades later, the FBI declared a free breakfast program for poor children the greatest threat to internal security. Why? Because it worked. So they sabotaged it. Poisoned food, raided churches, terrified families. As one FBI memo bragged, the organization is expending time and money to feed kids. They saw feeding children as subversion. These documents aren't theories. They're in the secret vault. 10 events, 10 cover-ups. One pattern. Truth was erased not by accident, but by design. Classification hid it. Sovereign immunity protected it. Media silence normalized it. Historians couldn't teach what they didn't know existed. Citizens couldn't demand justice for crimes they never heard of. And every time the truth surfaced through a misplaced file, a whistleblower, or a Freedom of Information request, it was dismissed as old news. But here's the real question. If these 10 events were hidden for decades, how many more are still buried? History isn't what happened. It's what survived the shredders, the censors, and the silence. Every claim in this video is backed by court records, declassified files, or first-hand testimony, and fully sourced in the secret vault. If you believe truth matters, dive deeper. The documents are waiting.